Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and we're back again with another Spirit Island video. This week, I released a video talking about the best minor powers for every spirit, and spoilers, next week is majors. But the premise of the video was that if you could get a minor power on turn 1 of the game, what is the best possible minor power that you could gain? And the idea I had in mind was the Guard the Isle's Heart scenario. And so today, I figured, let's play that scenario. We're going to be playing Locus Serpent, paired up with Rising Heat of Stone and Sand against England 6 with Guard the Isle's Heart. Let's go! I'm pretty sure Guard the Isle's Heart's the most popular of all the scenarios in the game, and a big reason why, at least I'm assuming, is because you get to start pretty OP. So as you're going to see, we start with a free minor power and a free major power, and we even get to proliferate all on turn 1. It's absolutely bananas how much strength that we get to start out with for free. And so, oh, that's really awkward getting board A on Rising Heat here. Just that triple stack. That's all right. We have ways of moving our presence. Anyway, sorry, what was I saying? That we get to, just start out really OP. Just start with 2 extra cards as well as an extra proliferation. Of course, it's that much easier for us to lose. But, it's, just a very different dynamic. We always love being OP. And so, in case you're not familiar with the scenario, you can see that we have these 2 marked lands. It's land number 7. If a building ever shows up in this land, we lose. And that's why I chose to go up against England, since England is really good at getting buildings into lands where you'd really not like them to go, to try and create a little bit of a balance for myself. And so that way I have to play a lot more honestly and a lot more precisely in order to not lose. Now, there is one little caveat, and you'll notice here, it's going to be very relevant, is that the loss condition does not kick in until turn 2. Anytime after turn 1, we lose if there's a building. So right now, right, we got 2 explorers and we're going to get a town. We're not going to lose unless if we let the, time passes and there's still a town there, which basically means I have to play Call on Herders for 8 on turn 1. We normally want to anyways, but now we absolutely have to. And for that reason, I think it's actually a good idea to... That's a really good repeat target, so we might just absorb Essence turn 1, go for that top track any. Or, heck, we don't even have to go for the top track any. We could just go, gain energy and then do Absorb Essence plus a second card, which is a pretty wild thing to be able to do, already being able to break the game open. For free cards, we got Purifying Flame, which is a great one for Serpent. Being able to remove Blight allows us to add presence and more lands. And then Unleash a Torrent of the Self's Own Essence. Especially when we get going to top track up here, we'll be able to do a ton of damage with this card. Early, it might not do too much, but it's probably going to do more than transform into a Murderous Darkness, widely considered to be the worst major in the game. And the other card I got is Pact of the Join Hunt, which is actually playable here. Ooh, I might play that instead because of our Sacred Site. It's going to have 2 HP on the town, so we bring a Dahan in, kills off Town Explorer, and that's better than the push, because if we get Wetlands or Jungles next, we push the town, we'll have 2 adjacent buildings, and the sands could then build in the future. I might just play both, though. Yeah, I'm probably just going to play both of them, because this can solve with whatever happens next, and then this one can solve whatever's happening right now. I do like that. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go for the Turn 1 Absorb, which, makes use of that triple stack pretty good. And we're going to probably play those 2 slow powers for Rising Heat. What do we want to do here? Calling Dahan Ways is not normally a card I would prioritize, but in this specific scenario, I might, to get, just pieces of plastic away from these inlands. I think that might be something I would want. But Seer Anger is always pretty nice in order to fight back against the extra HP that England has. We are a Fire Spirit, which is nice. Yeah, I think it's between Call of Dahan Ways and Seer Anger. Seer Anger seems like the safer play. Call of Dahan Ways is like the spicy play. I'm going to go Sear Anger. And we're going to add our presence out here into the wetlands. And we're going to play Call on Herders plus Pact of the Join Hunt. And when we get Absorb, we get to gain an element, but that's not going to do anything for me, and that's okay. Call on Herders can get repeated here in B1 to pretty good effect. If we get Mountains next, we could, like, push this stuff out. Yeah, there's a few different ways that this can go. Okay, now for the Serpent side, if I'm going to go for this Absorb Essence, I could even do, like, Absorb Essence plus something like a Spur effect. And get us to do another thing, but maybe holding our cards right now is a little bit safer and smarter. Maybe we go for like a Gift of Primordial Deeps. If we go for the Gift of Primordial Deeps plus this Absorb Essence, we'll be able to push this town so we don't need Locus to repeat it. That's interesting. So where would we want to repeat this Call on Herders for aid? Well, perhaps we could still Call on Herders for aid here, and then we could drop a presence here for us to push with our right innate. For us to absorb and make use of the Absorb repeat, we would need another water in play. But we do not have... We do have a Water Earth. I just don't know if it's any good. I guess it's plenty fine, right? Because we get some damage here, we get some damage here, so we can kill off a town in one of these lands, and then the Locust repeat for the push. This works. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. We can Absorb Essence, picking up one of these, and then give ourselves a repeat. One repeat available. And the follow-up is the Wetlands. Okay. Great. So how do we want to play this? Certainly, if we're going to repeat Call, okay, that's going to get repeated in the 5. I would want to Pact of the Joint Hunt myself, target here, bring in a Dahan, killing off Town Explorer. Then we can repeat it here. Oh, they must have changed the UI. Originally, it would like force you to do it immediately, which you might not necessarily want. And then we can push. If we push to the 4, it keeps us adjacent to the 7, which might not be what we want. So I think we want to overload the coast here. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Because we can't repeat Pact of the Hunt, we have to use Call on Herders for aid, and then we repeat it. Okay, I had that wrong. Whoops on me. So I'm thinking we can call this way. Kick you out. Go like so. And then, okay, yeah, then you have to force repeat it. That makes sense. This makes a lot more sense to me. Go here, go here. And then we can go Pull Beneath. And innate. Great. Beautiful. Oh, but I do all that, and I'm now thinking my way through, and I realized that I was originally planning on using Sweltering Exhaustion to skip the A4, but that's the kind of card that we're going to want to repeat with Locus, and I don't want to reclaim over here. And so perhaps I should use Call on Herders for aid to push out the A4. And that would be a better way to do it. Okay, that's going to require a lot of undoing, unfortunately. But as I'm thinking about it, I feel like that's the better way to go. So we could go like 1, 2. Go push, push. Repeat here. Bringing in these 2. Push, push. And then we could... Killing this, it's still going to build because of double adjacency. Had I pushed to the 4, it makes this possible to explore. And if that explores, the only solution we have really is Unleash a Torrent, which I don't necessarily want to have to use to kill explorers. I could deny this build, and we kind of wind up in the same position of having an adjacency. Because next turn it's either jungles or mountains, right? And this opens us up to both of them. Whereas pushing to the 4 means that the 8 is still pocketed. This 8 won't be pocketed. I mean, it might be. Yeah, let's push to the 4. Sorry, this is a really interesting puzzle. Because in all of the situations, like, whatever, who cares about these inlands? Like, it's pretty free and easy. But when it means you instantly lose, suddenly you feel like you have to think through a little bit more. And this is actually a very satisfying challenge. Okay, so we do this. And then I could pull beneath here to deny this build, to deny this explore. And then here, we'll just push this guy out. So now the Ravage is solved. We can skip the the A2 Ravage, repeat in the B1. Which means that all we have to deal with now is the A5. And we could certainly do, like, Sear Anger plus Stinging Sandstorm. Stinging Sandstorm plus Sear Anger is already enough to kill this town. And we don't need to play a third card in order to get value. Yeah, RN8 isn't insane here. It's not nearly as good as we would hope, and we certainly wish we had a better major than Transform. But England definitely pushes you into majors, and wow, these are some good cards. Holy cow. Holy heck. Rouse the Trees and Stone probably doesn't do enough, but Quicken the Earth Struggle, it's definitely a card that we can play. It's definitely a card worth repeating. Carapace Land is cheap, but it doesn't have fire. Yeah, it's going to be a Quicken. Against any other adversary, Rouse the Trees and Stone's an absolute banger, especially with repeats on the Locus. But yeah, Quicken the Earth Struggle is going to go hard. That allows us to even save our skip for future use, and we can kind of, like, you know, perfect our elements. That's a nice thing to be able to do. Okay. So this turn, we already have 2 card plays locked in. And if I want to draw this out and drag this out, I could. I am thinking about maybe going top track just because I know I'm going to need to flex into majors. If I'm not playing 3 cards this turn, there's no reason to go up to 3 card plays. Which really means I shouldn't have grown bottom track last turn. Gotta think my plays through. Because I feel like now we're just getting the worst of both worlds. If I go here and then I go here, I'm a fire air away from having another innate power. Get the Searing Heat being used in the 7 could be kind of cute, but I don't think it actually accomplishes anything. I know I'm going to soon want to get Incarnate here into the B1. We don't have to do it right now, but we will do it soon enough. Probably play a Gift of Primordial Deeps. And then we probably gain Major for getting Transform next turn for Rising Heat. Let's gain a Minor. And what do we get? Writes the Land's Rejection is the kind of card that I think we need to hold on to, just because it says don't build. And if we find ourselves in a position where we screwed up, and all of a sudden we're about to build into, you know, this one of these lands, Rights to Land Rejection, we're just going to be forced to play whether we want to or not. I don't think any of these other cards are amazing. I mean, okay, Territorial Strife is actually really nice. 0 energy, kill a town is something very worth doing. Against England, you're always going to have Town City. Like, just always going to have it. But yeah, between Territorial Strife and Rights, I do think Rights is a lot better since we have Quicken the Earth Struggle. So now we can Rights to move some Dahan around, especially looking at this land, this Wetlands Ravage. Yeah, this card just got a lot better. So we'll go here. And if we go Primordial Deeps, what do we do with it? Purifying Flame doesn't do anything. We could do Gift of Flowing Power so that we get a repeat. The repeat would give us a Sear Anger. That would be the value of the repeat. And in order to do that, we would have to take a water here, which means that we are only doing 1 damage, and we're not getting a town push. Which doesn't seem amazing. I don't know if I want to spend this right. I guess if we get Mountains as the follow-up, right, we can Unleash for 2. But then if this builds, there'll be building here, then that will build. So that would be tricky. But I guess if we Rights, then we defend this land. And that won't be an issue. Also note that this lets you skip a build action too. That wasn't part of my plan when I picked the Spirit, but I'm just realizing now that this is another saving grace. So another reason to have Quicken, which can only defend, as opposed to Sweltering Exhaustion, which can do more than defend. So let's do this. Yeah, I think this is the play. And I guess we could go for Plant to give myself a Vitality. Okay, we'll go Plant. Give myself a Vitality. Let's go Rights. Pushing here and here. Let's go Primordial Deeps. Elemental Boon. That's kind of cute. Elemental Boon. If we go Fire Air, so like if we just like play the Elemental Boon, go Fire Air, that gives me access to 2 damage to Explorers and to Buildings. The 2 damage to Buildings doesn't turn into anything. 2 damage to Explorers, like I could use it here. Doesn't seem great. So I think if I take Ellie Boon, I just sit on it, which is probably still fine. But I do like Bird's Cry, right? Just if I Bird's Cry, bring in Dahan into the A2. So we get like Defend, Counterattack, Kill City on both of these lands. It's not bad. Let's do that. And we can play it right now. Here to push 1 and 2. Okay, get a couple Fear. We have, with... Ooh, we don't have much time. The double build action... Ooh, it could be so bad for us. Ooh, pushing this Dahan into the 7 could be really nice, because then it allows me to Rights the Land's Rejection in the future. And over here, we can just kind of bring you to center. Lots of isolated Dahan, which I'm not a fan of. And we did get Jungles, which means we're not facing loss pressure, which is nice. Oh, wow, I didn't realize Bird's Cry gives me Explorer kill. That's so good. That is so good. Sick. I get stinging sandstorms and 1, 2. Okay, kill you. Over here we get to do 2 damage and push a town, which is here. Push you into this mountains. Great. Oh, I'm realizing that I don't have the ability to make a sacred site in the 2. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? What the heck? Wow. Way to blow it. Golly. Okay. Well, let's just get a major power and solve all our problems with that. You know, like Instruments of their own ruin. Like, obviously. Instruments is actually very strong here. Strife City, kill town. And then we can repeat that here. That just gets the job done. Sure. Get rid of Transform. And then we make Sacred Site. Play you. Killing town will get me a fear card. Okay. Over here, we need to come up with a game plan for the 4. And that's probably going to involve reclaiming and bringing this guy in. Yeah, Unleash can do work. We'll do this. This is tricky. Because I certainly want to save some energy for this Instruments repeat. I could probably dump this Pull Beneath if I want to pull a new major, which I think I do. And we get... Ooh, Rapid Wings of Sunlight is honestly pretty solid here. Because we could wrap, maybe like with the Purifying Flame, we can Threshold to just gather all these random scattered Dahan, throw them all into the 4, and just let this land blow up. That'd be a pretty effective play for next turn. Yeah, let's do that. And let's get rid of... probably Pull Beneath, yeah. It does 2 damage against England, which is unfortunately insufficient. We're going to hit our... It's not actually clear and obvious whether we hit the Reclaim 1 of the water. Because if we Unleash, we need to hit Water, Water, Earth, right? So I guess we can Absorb for the Water Earth. That's our only Water Earth card because we just forgot one. Maybe because of the Water Earth, we dump the Primordial Deeps instead. Yeah, so if we gain a power card, we gain Wrap. Let's get rid of Primordial Deeps, and then we can go for the Reclaim 1. Well, we're already in a Sands where we're going to want to kill a town anyways, so that's okay. We'll throw this Presence just kind of out here. Reclaiming, Pull Beneath. Go 1, and... could Unleash just for the water element. Go here to gain, because if we gain a single earth, then we get a town push, which I think is good. Yeah, I think we're just doing that for elements. So if we come here and then just gain elements, over here we gain an earth. For here we get a repeat. Instruments, Strife you, 1, 2, 3. Kill you, repeat Instruments here. And then we'll go for 2 from you. 2 from you. Strife kill. And then we can go Gift of Searing Heat. Spending an energy to ping this guy just in case. Okay, plus 1 HP. That's not so good. Beast Fear. Move you here. And then Inland Dahan. So the 6 and the 4. We'll get a Dahan. 1 Fear card in order to make A2 suck less. And that is the perfect the perfect card that we could ask for. Beautiful. We'll go here and... Ooh, actually that denies this build. That's really big. Beautiful. Okay, building in the jungles, of which there's only 1 that builds. That's great. Back to back in the jungles. Okay, definitely going to go here. And that was forced in the 2. Okay. Okay. How do we want to play this? So I have damage to explorers. Which, really, I've only got 1 land that I can use this in. I guess I could go here. But we'll control the inlands first. Pull beneath. Kill you. Kill you and push. So on this next turn, let's see. The B1 builds. That's fine. The B6 does not. Right now... The 5 is building. Could be a problem. I could have used, instead of killing this town, I could have killed this town. But then this still builds. Okay. That doesn't do anything. Alright, so our plan is to Rapid Wings of Sunlight and Purifying Flame. Make a Sacred Site here and just remove that blight, because, like, why not? But that will threshold this Rapid Wings of Sunlight, gather up all these random Dahan, throw them all in here, make a big defense, and hopefully that's good enough. Other option is to Reclaim, Unleash, and then like Reclaim, but then we don't have the energy. Could we play that? It is Sunfire, so we would need to have a 0-cost Sunfire to pair with it, which we cannot do. So yeah, we'll play these 2 together. Go for energy, and then Sacred Site going 1 and 2. Let's Reclaim, Absorb. And then over here, it's going to be 5. We're going to be short a couple of defense. The other way we could defend this is if we did a Reclaim and then we repeated Quicken in the B4. And then maybe did something like a Rites to bring Dahan in. That would honestly be better. So let's undo that. We Reclaim, bring you in. And then we add a presence. Sure, still okay with that Sacred Site. With the intention of repeating Quicken. So we can Rites to bring these Dahan over. And we can... we could pull beneath, because we need to hit the water for the repeat. That also gets me second earth, so I could pick up plant for thresh. That doesn't do anything. I'm not sure if the any element can do anything for me here. So, water or earth is good, so we don't have to play pull beneath. We could do a Gift of Flowing Power. Perhaps that does something interesting. We'll sit on that for a second. Over here, I think we can go for a minor, go bottom track, and play literally whatever it is. Playing Sweltering, Quicken, and literally whatever it is. And we could choose to like skip a build action maybe here in the 5. We could also choose to skip a build action in the 3. What do we get? Okay, we got Flesh Rot Fever, which I do very much like. I do very, very much like it. Okay, so we'll do that. And we will add this presence here, going 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because that gets me my innates. Beautiful. Okay, 1 repeat. Let's go for a Quicken for damage. Repeat Quicken for defense. We can... Oh, then this Gift of Flowing Power doesn't even do anything. So what's the other option? Playing the Pull Beneath? I like Pull Beneath better. Okay, yeah, it's the same energy, but we wind up with just better results. Okay, Quicken for damage. Let's play cards in the correct order. Okay, repeat. Quicken for damage. Quicken for defense. Right to push Dahan 1 and 2. And then Sweltering Exhaustion. I'm very strongly considering skipping this build. Now, let's consider the different paths that can happen here. If we get sands, then we can just drop a Flesh Rot and life goes on. If we get mountains, I don't think there's any way of stopping this from happening. Because we kill city, town, explorer. Leaves behind 2 explorers, so that builds a town. Off this build action, this cannot be prevented. Okay. If that happens, we figure it out. I don't know. We'll do something. And it's probably not going to be very fun. It's probably going to wind up just being a Sweltering Exhaustion skipping. So therefore, I'm not scared. Like, I don't think Sweltering Exhaustion skipping the 5 solves anything. Therefore, if we skip a build action in the 3, that could stop something. 8's not going to build. And 4's not in... Oh, it is in range because of Locus. But we can just, once again, just repeat Quicken back to back, right? It's like, that's not an issue. So I think it becomes skip a build action here is the way to play it. Okay, invaders explore +1 distance. No amount of pocketing can solve our little problems. That's very sad. Disease is not on the island anymore. Then 1 fear per invaders. We're Dahan outnumber. I did not even take in consideration the fear stuff. Whew. That double build in the wetlands could really change the math. I got lucky on that one. Removing this explorer is a big deal. Build in the jungles, skipping the build. Then we got coastal. Great. This is a coastal jungle, right? So this is going to do the old back-to-back trickery. But otherwise, things are looking pretty solid. We could Flesh Rot here, and I think that's actually probably the correct play, because that just solves this Ravage. Yeah, let's disease you. And I could just pick up this city. I already kind of primed it. But I was actually thinking about doing damage and like damage to kill the city and then push the town out. That was actually like what I was thinking with this setup. I'm just wondering now if there's a better way to go. I could still pull beneath kill town. But then this just becomes just a clean town push. And it doesn't make use of the 2 damage, which might not be an issue. I could push town into the 4 and then just defend it with the Quicken. Yeah, because the idea was that I would use Serpentinate here in the A1, such that I could then kill this town here in the A5 in order to maintain this pocket here in the middle. I guess the only thing that really matters is protecting this Sands number 7. But perhaps that matters a lot less now, since Jungle's already come up in stage 2, and I can just play the Fleshrot Fever here in land number 7. Just kind of just do it next turn on Reclaim. And then I get to solve one of the big bad lands, cutting it down to just the B2 as a big bad. So yeah, we can do this here. This, dealing 2 damage. But let's do this. Yeah, I think we're okay with this. Okay, so over here, let's reclaim, gain a miner, and ooh, we got some spicy cards here. Call to Ferocity, love to see it. Shadows of the Burning Forest, Spur on with Words of Fire, all very strong cards. Now, Spur's not the kind of card that Locus cares to receive, because Locus's version of Spur is absorbing and just playing your cards. So he doesn't need to play Spur. We don't need to play cards on Locus. We need other people to play cards. So this is like, this is actually like opposite of what we want to be doing. We want to be doing Shadows or Call to Ferocity. Call to Ferocity has just better elements. So let's go with that one. I think Fleshrot Fever is very much what we want to be doing. I decided to do it this way, such that the A cannot explore, so that way I can just drop a disease in the A3. Since this land is like triple acting, like there's a lot going on in this one land, and we really are not prepared to handle it. Perhaps I should also play this Call to Ferocity here, and then I could, because we got Quicken, oh no, this is going to need a Quicken. So we have to play Quicken this turn. And we could just play Quicken without the repeat. We just play it as the Incarna. And that's all good and fine. Maybe we receive an Absorb for either for fire. It's just better to get fire for the 2 damage to anything as opposed to air for 2 damage only to explore. Okay. That's fine. We can do that. We can take an Absorb this turn. Reclaim, probably rights, if I'm going to be absorbing. Adding a present. Oh, are we capped? Oh, we're capped and we can't empower this turn. Oh, that's devastating. Oh, I was not paying attention to that. Okay. Well, there's no point in moving presents, so let's just gain a power card. We already have some majors that we're cool with. Let's gain a minor. Sky Stretches, probably not going to play it, but that's okay. It's the type of card that we want to have available. It's also a Water Earth. Okay, well I guess we have to absorb this turn, and then we have to absorb again next turn. We are playing Absorb. It is an absorbing time. Purifying Flame, we're probably going to have to wind up letting B2 go because of the way that this is suddenly shaping up. And we can, so now we can also choose to play, Unleash plus Purifying Flame's a nice little pair. We already had the fire here, so that way it's just auto thresholded. And I guess we have a few extra cards we can choose to forget. Golly, running out of presence. Oh, man, we could really use that Empower this turn. It makes all of our 2 damage into something relevant. Ooh, tough. Big misplay. Big misplay. Okay. That's alright. Life goes on. We shallst. If I were to take a Fire Earth card into play, of which I have exactly 1, and then I do any into Earth, that gives me some choices. I think going for this Vitality is kind of silly, although we can do a Vitality in a land where we have presence, such as over here. It's not bad. I want to go for the Vitality, or do I want to go for the bonus damage? Probably bonus damage, so let's go here. Absorb for a fire. We can Quicken for defend 10. Let's see. Writes the land's rejection. We can deny a build, which I could do here in the 3, but I don't think I want to because of this Call to Ferocity. I could deny a build in the 2. Deny the city from existing. Or we can just group up some Dahan. Not so mad about just doing this. Okay. Says add a few towns. Well, we can definitely afford to add a town here to the 4. And we can add one to probably the 1. A little bit of fear, get a little bit of free Dahan and defend. Skip the lowest numbered land, which is cool. Okay, kill off some buildings, which always feels nice. And then we don't explore the low-numbered wetlands, which makes no difference at all. Okay. Okay. Now, how do we play this? So I think Call to Ferocity plus Fleshrot Fever to solve the 3 is a pretty elegant solution. We have 4 damage, which can empty out the A1, leaving just the A2 as a land to be skipped. But skipping it is less cool because it's got that back-to-back, right? So like we would like to Quicken. It doesn't make any sense to Reclaim. Over on this side, what are we looking at? This land is starting to run away. We get to kill a town and push a town. So let's go 3 damage here. Push you. I think we just take a blight here in the 2 and feel really bad. It's only going to be force building once. If we don't get mountains here, we're in a great place. If we do get mountains, then we have to cry. Which is not a great strategy, by the way. Flesh right here just makes a lot of sense. Honestly, yeah, let's repeat that. Okay, Call to Ferocity, get a Fear Push. Oh, we do get double. Gather up to 3. I want to get this Dahan out. But I guess we can gather you and you. If we're going to wind up giving up the 3, that's okay by me. Then we get 4 damage. Could go into the 1. Or we could kill this city. Hmm. Yeah, I think we just kill this here. Set myself up for a pretty narrow problem to solve next turn. Serpent. We have to reclaim the Absorb Essence. Add our presence here. Empower the Incarna. One turn too late. This turn we should be hitting our 6 energy and then just blowing the frick up. But I screwed up. That makes me sad. I feel like I need to gain a major, because right now I don't have anything that really destroys stuff, and I do like this Walls of Rock and Thorn a lot as a way to solve the B2, right? Because with Threshold, we kill City. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, with Threshold, it solves everything. Well, at least it stops the Blight, right? So, like, stop the Blight here, stop the Blight here, whatever. We have Purifying Flame. So let's forget... Probably Wrap. The Ravages are too big. So we can go for Walls of Rock and Thorn plus Absorb Essence. And then any into a plant. That will give me Threshold in order to stop the Blight here in the B2. Absorb Essence to do that because we have to for being allowed to play more presence. Over here, I could Instruments. This is so fascinating to me. So fascinating. Because I really actually realizing that I want to be in this land with my Locus. It's the big bad repeated land. Ooh. You know, if I go all the way, I can go this far. I was going to say make a sacred site here in the B2. If I still had presence in this land, 1, 2, 3, I could make a sacred site here, such that Walls of Rock and Thorn kills 2 towns, and then everything just becomes more efficient there. And then I could, like, Bird's Cry to send some Dahan in. I think I still Bird's Cry, probably. So, to Bird's Cry, 1, 2, 3, it's already in range, so I don't have to do anything. But getting those 3 Dahan in will kill off 2 towns, and that'll do a lot to improve the situation there. But here in the A2, I feel like I actually have to make a sacred site here, so that way I can use my innate and do damage to fight it all back. Here There Be Monsters goes great in the 5. Unquenchable Flames goes great in life. That's the card I need in order to fight this back. Okay. So Unquenchable Flames. Sweltering. Call on Herders in order to control you. Or you. We're looking at either sands or mountains. Okay, so we're so because of this build, one of these is gonna explore, and we're gonna have to deal with it. No way around it. So Sweltering Exhaustion is probably gonna have to get played again just to not lose. So probably looking at a reclaim on our next turn. Okay. So Seer Anger can help me, you know, get up to 5 damage, kills off city town in the A2. Build. 5, 6, 7 here. So yeah, we need to do a little bit of killing here. Oh, and I wanted to Bird's Cry. And then when we get absorbed, we gain that fire. Bird's Cry to fight this back. Okay. This is my game plan. So, let's absorb you, taking a fire. Now we go for repeats, and let's Vitality the A2 in case if things get silly. We can Sweltering Exhaustion, and then do not repeat. Walls of Rock and Thorn. Oh wait, we get 5 damage because of the Badlands. Hey. That's fine. Bird's Cry. 1, 2, 3. Don't repeat that either. Okay, we'll add a town here. Ooh, here. Sands or mountains with the most buildings. Great. That is very helpful. Always love disease against England. Skip the next normal build. Ooh, this is a big deal because now these don't build, which at least means that this Sands cannot explore. That's a really big deal. Okay, 8 damage coming back at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 damage. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. We could, like, chop it up some other ways, but that's the best way to do it. And we did get sands, which means that this land does not explore. That's a really big deal. Great. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Lady Luck smiles upon us. Let's hammer down on the A2, because this is going to lose, right? There's 5 buildings in it with 2 build actions on our next turn. And that is definitely a card worth repeating. So we'll Unquenchable here. Ping you. Repeat over here, and we'll have you pay for it. So 2 damage, 1 and 2. Oh, and 3, yep. Beautiful. You can take some damage here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 1. Reset, sorry. Oh my golly. 2 damage here. 1, 2, 3 damage here. Killing off 2 cities. Very efficient. There's no Ravages next turn, which means you don't need to reclaim. That's a big deal. Over here, we get to do 2 damage, push a town. So really no interesting ways of doing it, so I guess we'll just finish you off. Okay. Call on herders for aid. We can kick some stuff around. And I think maybe kicking these 2 towns, like, into the coast is cool. Because of this disease, right? So that should hopefully just kind of be solved. It's not a bad way to go about it. If we hit this Explorer, it doesn't matter because of the 2 towns. So I think we have to go here. And let's go... like, 1, 2... and put you into... probably the land where we have presence, because that's where we're just better off. Do we want to repeat? Actually, yes we do, because that will allow us to bring in you, and then we'll send 1, 2, 3. Oh, golly. It's so hard to click on things when it's 3D. 1, 2 here. And then we repeat. And then you pay. And then we'll go bring in 1. And then we go you to here, you to here, you to here, and then you to here. Beautiful. Oh boy. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can just double grow and just play everything. And if I do that, what do I wind up getting? It's always a good question to ask. Go out to here. Go out to here. And if I just play everything, what is my element situation? If I take a single earth, I get everything. That's pretty good. That would allow me to not full clear, but get significant value in the A2. Just got to get absorbed, which I plan on doing anyways. I could reclaim, bring a presence here into the 3. Sky Stretches also allows me to do a lot of things that I couldn't do otherwise. What would this instruments be doing? Oh, that's thresholded. That's so sick. Presence in the B3 probably doesn't do anything. Round up instruments thing to thresh. I don't know. I don't even know what instruments does. It's just a really expensive fire element. If I don't do that, then I'm 2 elements shy. And then instead of going for the 5 card plays, I go for the fire, but that puts me in the same situation, but marginally worse. That's probably fine to not play this. Yeah, it's just so expensive. Reclaim, gain a new major, and do something better. Okay. Over here, Serpent's going to be able to get rich, so that's nice. Being rich is fun. If I reclaim, I got to bring a presence in, which is helpful. So, let's see. If I do this presence here, I think is better. We play these 4 cards. Over here, Serpent gets to reclaim, bring you over, add a presence on top track. Up here. And now we get to do cool things. Definitely want to play our Pull Beneath. And we definitely want to play 8 out of 10. So that means we don't need to... We got a couple turns before we have to absorb. So we just don't do that this turn. Walls of Rock and Thorn does nothing. Gift of Flowing Power doesn't do anything this turn. Could Purifying Flame. But I think maybe a Rites is a strong play. Or maybe I just do an Unleash. Yeah. Yeah, just like spend the energy. Spend the energy, do the cool thing. And then do I Purifying Flame instead of Pull Beneath to get the elements for Threshold? Because I'm still good here. We get a free water on our track, we get a free earth on our track, and then this water here means that we can repeat. We can any into an earth in order to get vitality, in order to get a town push. And then if we unleash, we can then gain some energy. We probably don't have to forget anything, so it'll be up to 10, which then we can just dump 10 energy into Just something, right? We could, you know, kill off city, bring this in, city, town can all die. That's a cool thing we can do. Kill here. Yeah, this is the right play. Probably want to move our Incarna. Go here. Confirm. Just pay energy. Oh, wait, no. We need to both gain and pay. Sorry. We need to both gain and pay. But do not forget. And then we can pay 9 energy. That'll get us 10 damage. Right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. Yes, we still have to pay 10 energy. Very, very inefficient, by the way. But it gets the job done. You get 2 energy back. Okay. Any to an earth. So here, we can add a vitality. How about here? Ooh, sacred sites under threat. What a great one for us. Okay, we have to spend 15 for all. And we currently have 7, so we need to close the gap by 8. Okay, so here we discard. So now we have to close the gap by 6. Here we discard you, discard you, discard you. And then we can just choose for me. And then do 2 damage. Kill town. 2 damage. Kill explorer. 2 damage. I don't even know where we are. Here. 2 damage. Beautiful. 2 damage. Now let's get some fear. Some free miners. First serpent. Okay. Get a fire card back after we just dumped them all. Treacherous Waterways doesn't really do anything. Gold's Allure's pretty slick. Inflame the Fires of Life. The disease is really nice, but we don't have any animals to work with it. I guess Treacherous Waterways is a Water Earth card, and that is a cool thing to have available. Gold's Allure bringing towns into a double Badlands seems pretty sick, though. So let's do that. Choose a land with downgrade or skip the next build action. Ooh, I like skipping build actions. We are very strong in the A2, so I'm not concerned about that. We could skip a build action in the 3. So we know we've got build actions here in the coast. Then the wetlands here. This will be diseased, and this does not have adjacencies. So I guess really the best way to gain value is by targeting the 3. Over here, once again, we got the coast, wetlands, and then that will build. But the only thing that we can target is the 3. So let's do that. Can explore a town with buildings or a town into a land with city. Ooh. The cool thing about gathering this explorer out is then if it explores with the stage 3, 50% chance of that happening, the land is still solved. So I like that quite a bit. Over here, we could, I guess, gather this explorer out. Doesn't do a heck of a lot, but it's not nothing. We could gather this town out as well, which means that nothing else really changes. Oh, actually, pulling this... Oh, this is going to build coast before wetlands. I was going to say, we could, like, deny that, but that's okay. Strife. Where can we strife? Strife for minus HP. It just is a town kill, which is pretty cute. Over here, we don't get a heck of a lot for it. Okay. Jungles and wetlands. Notably, not mountains and not sands. That means every single other Stage 3 card will threaten a loss. Okay, we got to move quickly. We're in a very comfortable position, but that's a really good way to lose. If you get too comfortable, if you get too happy, that's when bad things happen. Okay. So we get 2 damage to a town. So we could kill this town and that solves that problem. We could also push this town and solve that problem. We have a Seer Anger, so adding a Badlands here could be cool. Here we have some damage, so we could just clear this wetlands. That's probably a good thing to do. Pact of the Joint Hunt just clears this land. Which is nice. For the first time in a long time, we don't have a build before we go here. And actually, funnily enough, we don't need to earn a fear card because there is no high immigration, so it doubles up nothing. Nice for a change. But yeah, let's go Pact of the Joint Hunt. Here. Just kill all of that. Let's go here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're just going to defend this for 10, right? So we don't need to do much here. Let's go... I could Seer Anger and Stinging Sandstorm right here. Seer Anger. Stinging Sandstorm. If I pay, then does anything happen? No, we just get a fear. That's probably worth it. It's probably not worth it. Okay. 12 cards. Holy yikes. Definitely worth pulling a major. Trays Radiate is really nice, where it's going to ravage and build, aka the wetlands. Thickets Erupt doesn't gain a ton of value when everything's happening on the coast. Really looking for a Tsunami. Honestly, like, Tsunami goes super hard right now. Fragments of Yesteryear kind of sucks. Let's go Trees Radiate. And we can dump... What do we want to dump? Probably Pact of the Joint Hunt. Card's not actually that good. It just so happens that every time we've played it, it turned out pretty good, but it's not actually as good as we want it to be. So I'm thinking we quicken here, and then we might just go for like a Stinging Sandstorm, just make a Sacred Site here and blow this up, or maybe I should stop focusing on the right side of the board and take a look at all of this. Here in the B, we're probably just gonna wind up... So let's see, empty, defended. Okay. Maybe go for a Bird's Cry, just bring some more Dahan in because it is going to back-to-back. So you might as well. Get 4 Dahan in there, fully protected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good for me. No, we don't have to absorb yet. Okay. Walls of Rock and Thorn does nothing. Certainly we can do it next turn, but this turn it does nothing. Thinking I might just gain a major. We can play Gold's Allure, and that's fine, right? Like, these cards are, like, fine to play, but it doesn't change anything. What can I get? Ooh, Exaltation. Amazing card. A really, really strong card. And, of course, we are going up to 9 energy this turn, so we can play it. If I Sky Stretches, that gives me a bunch of free elements. It's the air that really restricts me, right? Because I got free fire, free water on my tracks. So I just need 2 sun, 3 air. 2 sun, 3 air. With the Sky Stretches, and Sky Stretches is actually super redundant, right? Like, with Exaltation, it doesn't do anything. Sun, air from Purifying Flame also gives me the last fire that I need. So that leaves me at 1 sun, 2 air. 1 sun, 2 air. We could probably get there with Exaltation, and that just gives me a bunch of skips, and the skips are very strong. I really want to find a way to make Exaltation work this turn. It's easily the best card here. The only other card that I'd like think about playing is like T-Sac, but I think that's just like a whole bunch of like random cards that doesn't actually do anything powerful. Exaltation is genuinely powerful. We take you and we dump you. And probably go for 4 card plays, though I'm not married to that decision yet. Let's just say I do this. Let's just say I do this. Here. Here. I need 1 sun, 2 air. And then I can go here for my any, and that gives me a threshold. So Sky Stretches, we just play it for elements. Gold's Allure, sure. Skipping Invader actions, skipping builds is significant. Skip build, build, build. We're defended here. We probably move Locus over. Because this is ravaging for, what, 12 damage? We kill a town with the Exaltation, becomes 10, and it's then defended. Probably go skip, skip, skip on our builds. We want to do something like this. We know we're guaranteed to explore a Sands or a... Yeah, actually skipping both these jungles is great because then this doesn't build on the high immigration tile. If I were to... Yeah, Call to Ferocity seems like a very good play too. Bringing these guys in is good for a future defense. And then we can do Earth for an extra damage or Moon, which creates Vitality. Get my extra card play. So for the extra card play thing, I should actually give energy here. So that way then we can afford to play the extra card. That takes care of the Moon. And the Earth. Okay. And then we play some extra card. Okay. This is, I think, as best as I can produce. So we Gift of Searing Heat. We Exaltation. Extra card play will be probably like a call on her. Or, yeah, we'll call to Ferocity. You do 3 damage here. Okay, play Pull Beneath. 3 damage. Oh, and a 4th because of the Badlands. Great. There. We can go skip, skip, skip. skip, which means that now this can't explore, this can't explore. So we actually can't get screwed by the back-to-back explore, which is cute. I could skip this build. Yeah. Protect our inlands. We do get a bunch of slow to fast. We also get bonus range if we need. Let's go here. Adding vitality there. Okay, so actually, now that we've got 3 repeats, and we can slow to fast some Dahan movements, we can call to Ferocity, bring 3 Dahan in, repeat, bring 3 Dahan in. This is huge. Here, bring 1, 2, 3. Because now we quicken to defend 10. And then we quicken, you pay for it, to defend 10. All birds cry to push. And then we do not repeat you. Okay. What else can I do to improve my position? What else can I do to improve my position? I'm not sure there's a heck of a lot. I mean, like in like flesh rot fever here for a disease, which is cool. I think I sit and wait. I guess I could fast my stinging sandstorm here because we're gonna kill off 3 buildings and then there will be no buildings adjacent. I could also flesh rot fever that. But Stinging Sandstorm's just a better version of the same thing. But then it breaks up my Sacred Site, which means that this doesn't work. Okay, so we sit on the... Could Flesh Rot. If we Flesh Rot, we repeat over here. That's definitely worth repeating. We definitely don't use an 8. Probably going to Stinging Sandstorm an 8 here in the 1. Yeah, we'll go Flesh Rot, repeat, pay for it. Now we can slow to fast some stuff over here. Like kill town, push town, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still going to build. There's no adjacency builds to be dealt with by skipping that. So therefore, I believe I cannot improve my position. I guess I could kill city, push town to deny this mountains from being able to explore. That's something I could do. Don't know if that's a worthwhile endeavor, but it is possible. I'm going to Sky Stretches myself so I can Purifying Flame to pick up this blight. Really running out of things to do with my cards here. I don't mind the idea of just killing this city in order to deny this from exploring. It's not horrible. Kill city, push town also means that then this, I guess, never had to get skipped. But at this point, like, F it. Let's just go. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That does push me over the edge, but surely Terror Level 3 Fear cards can provide 1 defense worth of value. Or I could just pull beneath and kill a town. Is it worth just, yeah, pull beneath to kill a town? Just to, like, really play around it? Probably is worth it. Though that means I really have 0 slow damage if I do that. That's fine. Okay, let's finish there. +1 damage. Hey, good thing I did that because that's going to be annoying. Wetland Sands, okay, that's annoying. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so it's just the 6. Love the disease. Remove. No! Now what am I going to do with my purifying flame? Ah, Bojangles. Alright, free defense. Alright, we got 12 defense to cover up a single explorer. Good. Deal damage. Has to go here, so let's just kill a city, I suppose. And then in 2 lands matching a Ravage card. Well, that is pretty forced. So over here, we'll just go kill a town. Seven damage, killing town city. Beautiful. Oh, hey. No cities on the island. All right. Golly, someone said I should do a supercut of when I don't even realize that the game's over. I love... Oh, man, I think about that comment almost every day. Because, yeah, it's so true. I just don't even realize the game's over until the game tells me. Man, what an interesting challenge. England 6, where you can't get an inland building, really makes you think through every single thing that England is going to do and how you're going to handle the problems. This felt like a very slow, methodical game, and I don't know if that is what people like, but it definitely, it's nice to, you know, at least really enjoy, you know, really forced to sit down, think it through, and I can't just play really fast. If we didn't have that lost condition pressure, I bet you I could have played that game at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes faster. But with that lost condition pressure, really enjoyed the challenge. But I think you can see why you become so OP, right? You get the proliferation, 2 free cards, do a lot of crazy cool things, and maybe that's why everyone loves Guard the Isle's Heart. Well, hey guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a glorious day.